Thanks for checking us out. This is Matt with PondMAX. Today we're going to go over how to install a clear water pump and filter kit into an existing pond. As you can see, this pond is in need of some help. It needs to get the water cleared up because it's unsightly and it's stressing out the fish. Now check out this old gravity filter system and large UV, plus a skimmer and a whole range of other products to try and get this pond clean. All right, I'm excited. Let's get this thing going.
Let's do it, Matt. Let's get this thing installed.
This is Anthony at Koi Enterprise. He's here in West Sacramento with his crew. Him and Bo are gonna put this pond together, this pond kit, and we're gonna do this. You do it a lot, right?
We do a couple dozen a week, so let's get this one done and get it going.
Awesome, good stuff.
Thank you, Matt.
Now check out this pump. It still works, and we're gonna replace that with a PondMAX pump, a cage design that doesn't get clogged like this. Look, they even had another external filter trying to help out. Piping galore. Now for the big box gravity filter. Let's get that out of here. Imagine cleaning this thing out. Every week we're in here pulling all this out, trying to get it clean. All right, back to the Clearwater kit. Let's get this thing unpacked and ready to install. In the kit comes everything you need. You got the filter, which is the main piece. That's the PondMAX pressure filter, easy to backwash. And then we got the 25 feet of hose tubing, easy to connect. All right, we got our PondMAX pump ready to go into the bottom of the pond. We got the hose clamps, all the hose clamps you need to connect that tubing. A bottle of beneficial bacteria to get your pond filter started. And a set of instructions. All right, now to install this pump, we're gonna start with getting our plumbing fitting here, the step fitting, and we're gonna cut that off to match our hose size. Now the hose size in this kit's 1.5 inches, so we're gonna cut that, all these lower steps off so that we're left with just the 1.5 inches. Now we'll go ahead and connect the pipe work by getting our hose clamp out first and getting that onto the pipe. You want to make sure you get that on there first, then push the pipe onto the fitting, and sometimes it helps if you twist it a little bit. That gets it on there a little further, and then simply get that clamp in the right position and use your screwdriver to tighten that up. Once you've got that clamp tightened down, we can go ahead and connect the ball fitting to the pump. Now make sure you got your little gasket in there. It could be in the bottom of the box, but go ahead and put the gasket in to seal to the pump and tighten that down. Hand tight should be fine. No need to use tools. All right, so it's pretty easy to install that pump. You just drop it in the water there. Try to get it in the deep end opposite of the waterfall. That way all your water moves across the pond and it's sucking everything from the lowest point. Now the pipe work is pretty easy. Just get that routed through the pond towards where you're gonna put the pressure filter, and you wanna hide that amongst the foliage there where you're gonna keep it out of sight best you can. Get that up over the edge and back there to where the pressure filter is gonna go. Next, just route the cable over to where your power source is. Get that hidden as best as you can as well. And you got your pump installed, ready to roll. Now we've got our hose and cable ran where we want them to go. Get those hidden a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and start digging the hole for our filter. Now we can bury this filter all the way up to the lid. So we're gonna dig a pretty deep hole because this is a 3600 filter. The bigger one, it's a little taller, so we're gonna dig that down. Now that it's in, we'll go ahead and backfill, and we'll backfill to this point here, leaving the clamp exposed for maintenance. All right, now that we got our filter in place, we're gonna go ahead and cut the pipe to length, and we'll get that just the right length to connect here to the filter inlet. Now the filter inlet is gonna be the one with the little pump sign, and then the filter outlet is gonna be the one with the little fish sign. Now we'll set the extra hose aside. We'll use that on the outlet a little later on, going over back to the waterfall. Get our fittings bag here, and in the fittings bag there's multiple fittings to be able to set it up with different types of plumbing. So today what we're going to use is the barbed fittings, the stepped fittings there. Those are very easy to use. You don't no glue necessary or anything like that, just a screwdriver and your hose clamps. So what we're gonna use on the inlet side is one of the standard black hose tail fittings. And again, we're gonna trim that to the right hose size. So that's gonna be the largest one because we're using the 1.5 inch. Now with that trimmed, we can go ahead and get the burrs off. So you want to make sure you got your gasket that goes inside the little fitting here, and what we're going to do is push that onto the pipe work. Next we'll thread the ring on so the fitting is good and tight. You just hand tight is good. And we'll get our screwdriver and get our clamp in place so it tightens down. Get our screwdriver, tighten that. Now for the return pipe, we're going to use this clear fitting, and what we're going to do is go ahead and repeat the process using the remaining pipe, and we're going to put the hose clamp on first and put your fitting in. Put your hose clamp into position and tighten that up. Get your gasket, put that in place, and attach the fitting to the filter. So before we move on, we want to make sure we get this backwash handle installed on our filter. Just simply slip that over the backwash paddle shaft, and then get our backwash valve, additional valve here to the side. Install that, make sure you got the little gasket again, install that on the side, and we are good to go. Ready to get our pipe work plumbed up to our waterfall and get the water running. We'll cut our pipe where we need it, leaving a little extra for our backwash outlet, and then put the pipe in a good spot where it's going to work well with the waterfall. All right, let's plug her up. Let's get that pump going, get our water flowing, and also we got the UV in the filter that we want to plug in. So we'll go ahead and plug that in, get that going. And you can check here, your indicator light should glow blue. You can cup it a little bit just to make sure if it's bright sunlight. Good to go, our UV's working. Let's do this, let's get the water flowing. Using the remaining portion of your hose that's left after you've connected your waterfall, you want to use that to connect that to your backwash valve. This way you can pipe the backwash water to your flower bed. You don't want to waste that water. It's great fertilizing water for your flowers. So go ahead and connect that, tighten that up, and you're good to go. Great, we've completed the installation of our clear water kit. Thank you, Anthony, for helping us out. Now we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of our beneficial bacteria in to get that filter going, and we're gonna come back in a few weeks and see how we're doing.